Why do the men on Hinge not understand that when I say I'm looking for a long-term relationship, I'm looking for a long-term relationship? Because I was on a date last night with this guy from Hinge, and halfway through the date, he asks me, what are you looking for? And I told him, I like to date intentionally. I'm looking for something serious. And my profile very clearly states that. And I will say, like, his profile does say, looking for short-term, open to long-term. What the hell is a short-term relationship? Whatever. But after I said I was looking for something serious, like, we stayed on that date. He even walked me home. Then we get to my apartment and he's like, oh, you're not going to invite me in, after I thanked him for dinner and everything. And I was like, no, I don't do that on a first date. I just told you I'm looking for something serious. And I could tell right then and there I was never seeing this kid again. And surprise, surprise, I wake up the next morning, he had unmatched with me on Hinge and blocked me on Instagram. But I'm sorry, this is exactly why I'm only using Hoppy now, because these invite-only apps, they're actually better. They work. When men are held to higher standards, they meet higher standards.
Hi, I'm 5'2". I am oddly attracted to women. Let me put a picture of me and my more attractive friend as the first picture. Not that this matters, but here is a picture of me holding a fish. My most irrational fear, probably women. I am 5'2". Things I go crazy for? You. Monogamy, but still figuring out my dating goals. This year, I really want to travel. I really want a long-term relationship, but I'm open to short-term. Like very short-term, like situationship. My most irrational fear? This app. My love language? Probably manipulation. A life goal that I have? To be an entrepreneur. Trying to find a girl so I can get off this app.
I'm Hinge's #1 hater. I'm going to tell you exactly why you should delete the app right now. And I hope that this gives you an alternative perspective that's not just like, you're not going to find him on Hinge, because, you're not going to. And also there are structural, like, software issues with Hinge that are literally profiting off of you, and I think you should be against it. So first things first, 78% of women report feeling emotionally, mentally, or physically exhausted by the dating apps. Now, you've been on the apps. I know you already feel that. You knew that, but let's just put a number to the obvious. And going past this, I have a bunch of stats up on my computer. That's why I'm scrolling and reading, because I want to make sure we're getting it right. Millennials are spending an average of 10 hours per week swiping on dating apps. It's 10 hours a week, it's 40 hours a month, it's 480 hours a year. Can you imagine what you could do with a virtual assistant job for 48 hours or 480 hours a year? You'd be making at least an additional probably $20,000 pre-tax, right? So right off the bat, there are other things that you could be doing that are more worthwhile for you. But even looking into how we log into these apps and how fundamentally distracting they are, we're logging in on average 10 times a day for 9 minutes a session. That's a lot of like mental chatter of like, I need to check this app and see if anybody picked me. How do I feel? And then you get on there and it's like trolls and you just are like, I hate my life. So you're having this constant emotional roller coaster throughout every single day, strictly because of the app. And then that gives you probably a pretty negative outlook on dating and on life. And I understand that. However, what is important to understand is that Hinge operates on an algorithm. Let me pull up this other tab. So the algorithm is based on a stable marriage formula, which tries to predict which pairs are most likely to form a stable match based on mutual preferences. This uses a consistency model based on user interaction to rank profiles and predict compatibility rather than just raw attractiveness. It operates by analyzing who you like and who likes you back, pushing highly compatible, desirable users to standouts and most compatible to encourage paid engagement, the roses. They put the people that would actually be beneficial for you, you would actually maybe possibly click with, behind a paywall. Because in 2024, let me pull up this stat. This one really sealed the deal for me. In 2024, Hinge made $550 million. $550 million, which they also are telling us it's the app designed to be deleted, but those two things cannot be true. And that is capitalistic bullshit, if you ask me. Because deep down, they know that they need to keep you on the app to suck as much money out of you. And they're operating on your emotions. And they literally built an algorithm around this to keep you on the app and to dangle the carrot in front of you and just tease you, essentially. It's literally a bunch of bullshit. And The men on the other side of our likes, nearly 7 in 10 straight millennial men have never or have rarely updated their profiles since first creating them. That is literally a stat. So the pictures are old, the bio is empty, there is no effort, there is no intention. And for $45 a month, Hinge will introduce you to them so that you can carry the conversation on your back when you are in the midst of your day of working probably 3 jobs or 4 if you're like me, and just trying to get by and maybe finding love along the way, right? Because that's fairy tale, mythical, delusional thinking. It's distracting you. And even going younger than millennials, I think a lot of us have already seen that 31% of Gen Z men believe that a wife should always obey her husband, whereas boomers, only 13% of men said the same thing, which with the onset of the Manosphere documentary, that's not that surprising to me. At least if you're in this space, you already know that. Something that did surprise me is that 24% of Gen Z men thought that a woman should not appear too independent or self-efficient. So basically, they want you dependent, obedient, and available, and also fertile to have their kids, but it has to start as a talking stage and also you have to go 50-50 on all your dates with them. And that is literally how we are. Like, this is what Hinge creates in your dating life. So I cannot stress it enough that if they tell you it's the app designed to be deleted, then fucking delete it. Delete it. There are so many things that you could do with an extra 10 hours a week than scrolling on Hinge. Because I can tell you, every time I go on Hinge, those men in the standouts, they've been there for years, which tells me 2 things. If I have a tinfoil hat on, number 1, I think they're not even real profiles. I think it's literally Hinge, just like creating a fake profile and dangling the carrot in front of us women, right? And maybe you're like, that's ridiculous. They would never do that. First of all, they would, for sure. They're making money off of it. But let's say they have good intentions and they didn't. Then those men have still been there for 2 years, which means they're fucking around. Like, they don't want an actual partner, right? Because they're utilizing Hinge to play pretend for the first couple of dates, and then you have sex with them. And then all of a sudden they ghost you. And then they're back on Hinge, because Hinge, also, we didn't even talk about the stats behind this. It creates an illusion of choice. There's endless options out there. The limit on the menu does not exist. So of course they're going to continue getting on Hinge. And then they're going to listen to this alt red pill content that tells them that they are the most high valuable man because they have a job that their dad gave them. And they're just feeding themselves with this mentality that I deserve a trad wife who pays 50-50, also is super independent and hot, but doesn't act that way, and clutches her pearls, but also gives the best blowjob you've ever gotten in your life. It's all these things are clashing, and now all of a sudden there's a male loneliness epidemic because all of us women are I cannot do this. All I'm trying to do is survive and be happy, and if you don't contribute to that, then you're out. But having that mentality as a woman only happens once you snap out of the fairy tale. And I call it big fairy tale, almost like big pharma, as a play on words, but it's really not a play on words. They are trying to convince you to think as if your life is a fairy tale and you're just a girl and you need princess treatment. And it's all these things that are literally trying to water you down as a woman back into a girl. And if you think about the beauty standard, they want you thin and hairless and quiet like a teenager. They're attracted to teenagers. So anyway, that's my almost 7-minute rant on why you should delete Hinge. If you listened all the way, thank you.
Okay, right. Listen to me. Ladies, the kind of men who are on these dating apps are not high quality. Okay? That's why you're suffering. I'm going to explain it to you and I'm going to break it down to you, and I want you off the dating apps. Listen to me, okay? You are doing yourself a disservice. Dating apps are trash. They not work. They never will work. You will never, ever meet a high quality man, not the kind of men that you want to meet. They are not on dating apps. You know why? Because those men have no issues approaching women in real life. Those men are having coffee in affluent places. They are meeting women on holiday and talking to them with no issue. They speak to women with ease. Why? Because they have that confidence, because they have that inner security, that confidence. They are secure within themselves. Now, unfortunately, if we go onto the dating apps, you've got all the kind of men that you don't want to be with on dating apps. There is a reason why these people are on dating apps. Now, the men that you are seeing on dating apps, they all have dysfunctions. And I'm going to explain it to you so that you can understand this clearly. So you've got people who just came out of relationships, literally just broke up with the love of their lives and went on a dating app 24 hours later. You think that's healthy? Now, do you think that's the behavior of a healthy man? No, it's not. Okay, that man has a dysfunction. That man is unable to sit with his own emotions. He's unable to soothe himself. So what is he doing? He's jumping on a dating app with no genuine intention of actually dating anybody because he's still in love with his ex. The reason why I'm giving you these examples is because those are the kind of men that you have got on dating apps. You've got the guy who's trying to soothe himself, the guy who's running away from his pain, just broke up with his ex 24 hours ago and he's on a dating app. You've got the married men who are miserable, lonely, empty. They're on dating apps. Yes. You've got the guy who's never had any attention from women, can't string out a mentally stimulating conversation, has zero charisma or game. He's on a dating app. You've got the broke dusties who know that they cannot approach women in real life. They're on the dating app. Yes. So you're here wanting Demetrius, the high quality man who drives a really nice car, has money in the bank, wants to introduce you to his family and might buy you a yacht. Yeah. Do you see what you're doing? Yeah. Baby girl, get off the apps. Okay, that's not where you meet high quality men. All the high quality men I met them in real life. I didn't meet them on dating apps. They're not on dating apps. I promise you they're not. If a guy is on a dating app and he's posing as a high value man, it's all lies. Okay, and you'll find out very soon. So who have we got on the dating apps? We've got the ones who are unserious. We've got the ones who are broken. We have got the ones who are damaged. We've got the ones who are riddled with trauma. Okay, we've got the ones who are broke and think buying a woman a plate of food is like buying her a designer handbag. Okay, those are the kind of men that you are going to come across on these dating apps. Get off the dating apps. We have a dating crisis right now, ladies, and you are making it worse by staying on these apps. You want a high quality man? Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Take care of yourself. Look good. Change it up. Switch up the places that you go, right? If you always go to the pub, switch it up. Call up your girlfriends, dress up, look good, smell good, and take yourself out to a nice hotel bar, a 5-star hotel bar, okay? Go to a Michelin star restaurant. Take yourself out, invest in yourself. Even if it means spending a little bit more money, at least you know you're going to be in the same place as high quality men and you're not wasting your time. But if you keep staying on these dating apps, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your years, you're wasting your beauty, you're wasting your energy speaking to these unserious, dysfunctional, broken men.
So I matched with this dude on Hinge, and we're getting to talking, okay? Mind you, we've only been texting for all of 60 seconds, all right? He's telling me about how difficult life is for him and how he's really getting, hardships thrown at him from the left and from the right. And so I ask him, so sad to hear about all of these hardships that you're going through. I hope that you have healthy coping mechanisms to help you through all this stress that you're under. Y'all, he unmatched. What I do?
Some of these men will do anything but go to therapy. The reason why he unmatched you is because he was expecting you to be his therapist. He don't want to go and sit on the couch and talk to that lady, but he can sit on the phone and talk to you. You're supposed to fix him. You're supposed to heal him. You're supposed to be his safe space, even though he's only known you for 60 seconds. A healthy and healed person would have actually told you what he does for stress relief. He would say, yeah, I do kickboxing. I run. I journal. I meditate. I pray. There's nothing wrong with what you asked him. He just didn't want you to ask him anything except, what's the matter? He wanted you to be Mrs. Fix-It. He wanted you to say, well, I don't have a whole lot of money, but since you're having money problems, I can give you a couple of dollars. Matter of fact, first date's on me. Well, I only use my car to go to work. Maybe you can drop me off and pick me up and you could use my car. Ladies, be leery of men who come to you and something is always the matter. Some of these unlucky men life is just filled with problems and troubles and tribulations because eventually he's going to put all those things on your doorstep. Don't let some random man come into your life singing the blues talking about, nobody loves me but my mother, and she could be jiving too.
I know why Hinge is like, their whole slogan is the dating app that's meant to be deleted. It's meant to be deleted because you see people on there that look like they have crawled from the depths, the lowest parts of hell. They made their way here onto earth, and that's why you have to delete it, because you get humbled every single time, every match. I have 50 plus matches right now. X. I'm getting humbled daily. I'm like, wow, this is it.
If you're a kind and caring, considerate, securely attached, been to therapy, looks after yourself, attractive, warm, inviting, easy to talk to, has hobbies, has a life, works hard, but enjoys the fun things in life kind of woman, I fear you need to get off the dating apps. I was on a date with a guy the other day, a second date. He drove 5 hours to see me. It seemed like everything was going well, talking about the future, making plans, talking about the families. He ghosted me. I ended up having a full-on debrief with obviously Mother Claude, and Claude was basically saying how, sis, you need to get off the dating apps. I often find with every date I go on, all the dates feel like they go well. I find it easy to talk. I find it quite easy to start a conversation, asking important questions around past relationship attachment styles. Like, I find that quite easy. So I always find on a date that things go well. It's often after the date that things fall apart, that I've been ghosted, or that like you see their true colors. Because of how easy things are on a dating app, I find if you're one of those women that's like, why is nothing working out? I think dating apps on the male side tend to attract avoidantly attached men, because things are just easy and accessible. On a date, it seems like things go well because they're surface level, it's easy, but that's actually like prime, that's like the happy place for an avoidant person. They don't want things to get deep or emotional or personal. The more like happy, fun, lighthearted it is, the better for them, because that gives them like room to hide. So I've officially deleted Hinge, I think for good. I am truly fed up with the app, and now instead I'm planning to meet people at social events, volunteering, networking, or friend of friend situations. There's surely a million and one things you can do to like optimize yourself, improve yourself, go to therapy, do all the things, read the books. But ultimately, if the pool that you're looking in is a poor quality pool, you're not going to find any good fish.
It's the dating apps. I just figured this out. Okay, stay with me. Stay with me before you scroll. It's the dating apps. Okay, I was thinking about this the other night. So, before dating apps, men who there was a group of men who would just not be part of the dating pool, right? Whether it was because they weren't attractive, or maybe they just didn't have communication skills, or whatever the reason is, they just really could not participate in dating. They were not part of the dating pool because they simply just couldn't get a date, right? But then comes dating apps, which I believe were invented by a man originally, right? Where a lot of these men who normally wouldn't have been part of the dating pool suddenly have an opening because they can create profiles and kind of get themselves in the door and get dates, right? Stay with me. So then there's just a bunch of women who are now dating men who were never even meant to be in the dating pool in the first place, but now they are, and now they're finessing their way in. Second thing I have to say, okay? Because I'm literally preaching a sermon right now about this. Just stay with me, okay? Second thing, men before dating apps, I'm talking in the traditional sense, had to put in some level of effort before dating apps, right? They had to put in something, whether it was, oh, I saw you at my college and I came to talk to you, or I sent you an email, or one of my friends, I talked to them. Whatever it is, they had to physically do something, right? To meet someone, to get their foot in the door. They had to put effort in. Now, men, they don't have to do shit. I've seen police officers in their squad car scrolling dating apps. I've seen construction workers literally sitting in their little backhoes or whatever they're called, scrolling. I've seen men just like at work, literally just swiping. Bring it down. Calm yourself. Okay, no judgment. I used to be on all these apps. You guys, I was religious about the apps. I took the apps so serious. Okay, so I was on Bumble, where the men don't even have to reach out at all. It's supposed to be like a safety thing. I don't know if it's like that still. That's how Bumble used to be. Maybe it's different now. I haven't been on dating apps in years now, but it used to be the men didn't even have to reach out. So then they would quite literally just sit there, not do anything, and then they would just get women, if they matched, whatever. You guys, it's the apps. I think that we just need to get off the apps. I say I'm already off the apps. Get off the apps, because if you think about it, we are serving ourselves like a platter of meat. Okay, maybe not meat, whatever. A beautiful flower of goodness. That's what we are. We're serving ourselves up to men who are just swiping. They're just swiping, and we're serving up our goddess energy to these people.
get off of the apps. And I know what you're thinking. Okay, girl, if I get off the apps, now what? What do I do? How do I get a date? Maybe we're not even meant to be spending all of our time with men. Okay, hear me out. I know this is sounding really crazy, but I feel like maybe the universe was telling us something. Maybe before dating apps were created and all this dating was manufactured, maybe the universe was saying, hey, this whole era, maybe you don't date anyone. There isn't a good dating pool. Maybe you focus on other things. You know, goddess energy. There's so many other things to do. When you stop dating, you realize there actually is a lot more fun to be had. And maybe the universe was trying to say, don't date these guys. Go frolic and live your goddess self energy. You know what I mean? But then we had this manufactured app, and so now all of us are on it, jumping on, when really we should just be frolicking in the wind with our goddess energy. And if we happen to meet men who are worth it, then, you know, we date them, but not just throwing ourselves up to our predator. Men are our number one predator, and we're serving ourselves on a platter, on an app, and letting them swipe on our goddess energy. It just breaks my heart. Okay, I'm done. This is so long. If you've made it this far, I promise I'm not crazy. I'm just very passionate about this topic. I might delete this later.
Can someone please explain to me why when you put on a dating profile that you're only looking for monogamy and like a long-term relationship, that people who are only looking for short-term fun or just like friends with benefits still swipe right on you? Oh my god. Me dan una gana de sacarle la requete chucha.
One of the biggest issues I see in dating today as a therapist and coach is people have fully convinced themselves that they have way more options than they actually do. Because of social media and because of all the dating apps, people are fully convinced that there's always someone better out there for them one swipe away. And what happens then? Every time something feels imperfect, people walk away. Every time something feels like it requires too much effort, people pull away. And every time something requires you to be uncomfortable, people decide that there must be something better or easier out there for them. And here's the harsh truth. Attention is not an option. People in your DMs, not options. People who are liking your story, they're not options either. A real option is someone who is consistent, emotionally available, aligned with your values, and willing to build with you. And those people are rarer than you actually think.
I saw someone on here say that dating nowadays, you have to pretend that every time you see the person you're talking to, it's potentially the last time you are ever going to see them. And I was like, wait, no, it is that serious. Like, whether it's going well, whether it's like not going well, you just started talking, you've been talking for 6 months, like every time you see them, it could be the last. And that's happened to me too many times to count. Like, I just will never hear from them again. I will never see them again. And I'm like, wow, on to the next.